Okay, so a wordy example. It tells us the first term of a sequence is 5. The rule for continuing the sequence is multiply by 4 and then subtract 3. What is the second term for the sequence? So your first number in the sequence is 5 as given there. And the rule is that you need to multiply it by 4 and then subtract 3. So you could think of it as a function machine, times by 4, then take off 3 to get your next term. So 5 goes into the function, 5 times 4 is 20, so number 20 would be out. You then go into the next function, 20 minus 3, and then out pops 17. I know some people would do it in their head and just take the 5 to start with, so in their head they would literally be doing 5 times 4 minus 3. So if you prefer to do it like that, it's the same, but just remember to do it in the order given. So 5 4s are 20, minus 3 is 17. Okay, so it's totally up to you which way you want to do that. That question, let me just make it slightly harder though. That question would be harder if it said minus 5. So I'm going to do the same question again this time, but I'm going to pop into the function minus 5. So using the same things, I'm going to times by 4 and then take off 3. So I'm going to do the same technique. If I popped in minus 5 this time, minus 5 times 4 would give me minus 20. Now think this through. Instead of saying minus 5 times 4 lots of minus 5. So it's 4 lots of your minus 5 times table, minus 5, minus 10, minus 15, minus 20. And then if we put minus 20 into that machine and then take off another 3. So you're already in £20 debt. I'm going to take off another 3 and you'd be in minus £23 debt. So more into debt, think of your number line. For those people who do it in a stage in their head, you'd be thinking minus 5 times 4 equals minus 20, then take off 3, minus 23. So you don't need the function machine, it's only there to help. So 2 examples with that first question. Obviously, whatever it says in the exam, you copy the number from it. An even harder one still is working backwards. You've got here as a rule for continuing a different sequence, you add 4, then you multiply by 2. So I'm going to do the function machines again, because I think sometimes it makes it easier. So the function machine rule is you add on 4, and then you multiply it by 2. So that's the rules from a function machine. Now this time it's not telling us the first number, so we don't know what the starting number is that goes into that sequence. But we know that it add 4 and then times by 2, and then that would give you your second term, so that would give us the 20. So if you want to work backwards, and this is why the function machines help, you could have the inverse machine. So going the opposite way, if you go in the opposite way, you do the inverse. So instead of times in by 2, the inverse of times in by 2 is divide by 2. And then the inverse of adding 4 is to subtract 4. Once you know the inverse, it's just a case of popping the second number in to work out what the first one was. So if we pop 20 in, 20 divided by 2, what is half of 20? It's 10. And then just check that, 10 into the function machine minus 4 is going to give us 6. So from this, our first term would be 6. The good thing is you can check it and see if it's logical. If the first term was 6, if we followed the rule, would it give us the second term, which is 20? So back into the original, 6 into the machine, 6 add 4 is 10, and then 10 times 2 is 20. And that's it.